Something that sobriety has brought me is a really deep understanding of my body and my health. When I was drinking heavily, I would never really know what was actually going on in my body. I was confusing hunger for a craving for a drink. I would think that I got food poisoning when really I just overdrank and was throwing up. I would have a stomach ache and I didn't know if it was from the 4 Coors Lights that I just had or if it was from something that I ate. I wouldn't know when I was tired or when it was the drinking. I was so out of touch with myself and my body and my health. And I would have these skin conditions that would pop up and I'd be like, what can I do to stop them? And anytime you look up why you're feeling that way, it's like, obviously you have to cut alcohol out first to be able to understand why you might be feeling a certain way. So I would just never really know what's going on with my body and how to make it stop. And when I got sober, I really enjoyed that feeling of knowing my body so deeply and knowing when things were going wrong and knowing when I needed more vegetables, more fruits, when I needed more protein. Like I can literally sense all that in my body. It's wild. And so in today's episode, I want to talk about getting back to my natural self and how I've kind of fallen in love with adding as little to my body as possible and just being in a natural state as much as I can. So let's get into the episode. Welcome to Hold My Drink, a sobriety podcast. This is a no judgment zone. I really freaking like my life without alcohol. You're not alone. I hope you feel seen. Sobriety has changed my life completely. So something that I've become really passionate about in sobriety is taking as little as possible. So I don't take any vitamins, any supplements. I don't even take like a daily vitamin or anything like that. The only pill that I sometimes take is Valtrex or whatever it's called, Valacyclovir, when I occasionally get a cold sore. I get a lot less of those in sobriety, let me tell you. So that's just a fun fact too. Sobriety's given me a lot less of those. I used to get them all the time, like one after the other. Now they come a lot less frequently, but I take one of those pills when I get one. I couldn't tell you the last time I took an ibuprofen or an Advil. I used to take those all the time to cure hangovers. Now I never take pain medications. This is just a personal belief of mine, but I also think that if you take it all the time, your body will develop an immunity to it. So if you're taking a daily vitamin, I personally feel that your body's not going to like produce and find those vitamins on its own, if that makes any sense. Or I guess it's more like if you're taking a supplement for something, it's like your body's not going to know to just make the collagen or whatever on its own. And that is not scientifically backed. Maybe it is scientifically backed, but I haven't, done a ton of research on that. That's just a theory of mine. And I believe that our bodies are supposed to keep us alive and provide for us as they are. I think I mentally just try to be as similar to the cavemen as possible. Like do as little to myself. Pretend I don't have access to that stuff. And this goes down to even washing your hair. This is actually talked about a lot, how people wash their hair like once a week or every 3 days, or some people go even longer than a week. And their hair is able to stay healthy and not greasy because they don't shower as much. If you shower and wash your hair more often, you are scrubbing away the natural oils in your hair that would allow you to go longer without washing it. So it's like the more you wash it, the more you need to wash it. The less you wash it, the less you need to wash it. And I believe, personally, that goes for showering as well. Like, of course, if you're stinky, frickin' shower, okay? But if you're not, I don't think you need to. I think having some outside bacteria, exposed to your body is okay. I think bringing home the plain gross bacteria, whatever people always talk about, like they would never get into bed in their plain clothes or something like that. I think exposing your body to outside bacteria is important. And I actually just heard on the Skinny Confidential that a doctor was recommending if your child is outside and putting dirt into his mouth or something, like it's actually good Of course, you're going to be like, okay, get that out of your mouth. You want to teach them not to put dirt in their mouth. But if they do, it's not the end of the world. And your kids, I guess, should go outside and touch the grass and touch the dirt and put their feet on the ground and be exposed to those things. Again, I'm not a parent, and that is to each their own. That's just my personal perspective, that we should expose our bodies to bacteria and, just outside. I don't know what the word is. Just, things floating around in the air that could maybe cause you to get sick or cause this or cause that. It's like little bits of exposure to that stuff is actually good. It's kind of like a vaccine, how a vaccine works. Let's say you get a flu shot. They're exposing you to a little bit of the flu so that your body develops an immunity, a protection against the flu, so that if you're exposed to the flu in your real life, you won't get it because your body already knows how to battle it. So I kind of believe the same thing in life. Like, you don't have to be so worried about showering all the time. Like I said, if you're stinky and you deal with significant body odor, don't go around smelling nasty. Like, bathe and wash yourself. But I believe that because I shower less, I don't smell as bad. I know, bold take. But I think that if you're scrubbing away your natural oils, especially in the armpit where so many of those glands are and stuff, you will stink more because you're scrubbing away that stuff that might protect you against the stench. I usually go 3 days without showering. Sometimes longer, but we won't get into that. I would say usually around 3 days. And I do work out. So if I try to plan my really heavy workouts for a day that I'm showering, like cardio stuff where I'm going to be dripping in sweat. But going off of that, I also don't use deodorant because I think that your body will get used to having deodorant and you will smell worse and need to use more deodorant. It's that vicious cycle. Same with mouthwash. If you eliminate all that bacteria that you're naturally producing, good bacteria in your mouth, and you kill it with mouthwash, you're going to have bad breath and need to use more mouthwash. I don't deal with bad breath. If you're in my life and near my face at any point and you think I have bad breath, let us know. But in my experience, I don't struggle with bad breath. And I don't use mouthwash. I brush my teeth and that's it. I don't do the tongue scraping. I don't do mouthwash. I just feel like there are some good bacterias in there that prevent against that stuff. And like I said with the deodorant, I swear to God, I smell worse on days where I've used deodorant in the morning. Now I'm a hard no. I don't use deodorant. And I don't find that I smell. I really don't. And I know this sounds crazy, and I'm not trying to be a pick-me girl, like, I don't shower, I don't use deodorant, I just smell like a daisy all the time. Like, no. I just think that if you do that stuff too often, your body relies on it. That's the word I'm looking for. With all the supplements and vitamins and scrubbing and mouthwash and deodorant, like, your body will start to rely on that stuff and expect to receive that stuff so it doesn't need to manage it on its own. Does that make sense? That's just my theory. And sobriety has kind of provided me with that mindset. I mean, this is kind of going, well, not to an extreme, but these things aren't as important to your internal health, but more just aesthetically. I dyed my hair back to my natural color, and I've been letting it grow out. If you follow me on TikTok or you're watching on YouTube right now, about to my eyebrow level, a little bit higher, is my natural hair. And I'm trying to just grow it out so I can actually see what I naturally look like. Because there's this whole theory that your natural hair is actually supposed to bring out your features the best. And so I want to see myself with my natural hair color, and then maybe I can go and put in some highlights over the top or something once I see how I actually look. But I haven't seen my natural hair since high school. And I'm curious. And like I said, I feel like your natural hair color is what looks best on you. It's what you were born with. If you're into the God stuff, it's what God gave you. And so I want to see what I look like with my natural. And another aesthetic one, I stopped doing gel nail polish, and my nails are so strong. I'm literally doing my nails today, so they're gross right now, but still healthy and strong and not cracked or broken. I don't break my nails anymore. It's crazy. When I was getting gel all the time, in between the gel appointments, my nails would get so frail. And when I saw them, like once they removed all the gel polish and I saw how bendy and frail my nails were, I was like, oh my God. Like my nails were crazy. They're like bendy. It's disturbing. And so I stopped getting gel. And my natural nails are so strong. I do think that has to do with the fact that I'm getting better nutrition now in sobriety. I'm not drinking alcohol. Alcohol ruins a lot of things. And I think collagen production and like healthy hair, healthy nails is something that alcohol really harms. Again, not backed by science. That's just my theory. And from experience in sobriety, my hair and nails are so much healthier, and my skin. And I believe those are all related in some way. So sobriety nutrition has given me all that. In sobriety, I've become a lot more interested in nutrition, which is wild, by the way, because when I was drinking heavily, I couldn't care less. I ate fast food all the time. I drank all the time. I would often forego meals to drink instead. I would get Chick-fil-A and wash it down with a Coors Light for lunchtime during work hours. I mean, my health was so bad, and I love candy. I still do to this day, but I have it in moderation and not along with my Chick-fil-A and beer. Anyway, I was so unhealthy back then. I did not care about nutrition. And I remember I used to go on TikTok and I would see the health influencers like making their matcha latte and then their green juice smoothie and then, their carnivore diet steak with vegetables. And I'd be like, oh my God, like I wish that was me, but it's so not. And I thought to myself, I'd never become one of those people. Like, that's just something I'm not interested in. I don't care about it, and I never will. But in sobriety, I've kind of become one of those girls. I'm definitely an everything in moderation kind of person, except for alcohol. That's a hard no, but everything else in moderation. But I am into the health. I'm into protein. I'm into getting my greens. I try to eat as little processed food as possible. Of course, it's difficult in today's society. Even if you get healthy stuff at the grocery store, it's been processed. So, one day, maybe I'll shop at the farmer's market and really try to get into the no process thing. But for right now, I'm just trying to be a little healthier overall. And I just feel like I'm getting back to my most natural self. I add as little extra stuff to my body as possible. Like I said, no vitamins, no supplements, no deodorant, no mouthwash. Just let the body be. And yeah, I'm not shaving away at my nails. I keep them healthy and strong with regular polish that I do at home. That saves money too. The hair stuff saves money too. My hair is my natural color. I'm just getting back to my natural self. There is one thing about me that is still not natural, and that makes me angry, but I'm fearful to get off of it. And it's such a big one, and I can't believe I'm talking about this on here, but you know what? All filters are off on this podcast. But I have a hormonal IUD, and talk about something that whacks with your body. I mean, now I'm so used to it. I've had it for a long time, so my body's like really neutralized, and I love having it because I don't get a period, which is amazing. Honestly, I feel like a superhuman, but how good can that be for your body? I'm not even living life as a regular woman should, like having that cycle and shedding the lining every month. And like, sorry to get a little graphic. Hopefully this isn't bothersome to you, but we're all adults here, I should hope. If you're listening to this podcast, you better be an adult. Anyway, yeah, I have that one thing in me that is so unnatural, so messes with your body. It messes with your emotions. Like I said, now I'm kind of neutralized. But when I first got it put in, I had a period for almost 2 months straight. It was crazy. My emotions were so up and down, crazy. I've never experienced mood swings like that. That can't be good for your body. And so it's something that I eventually want to get taken out so that I can get back in tune with my normal self. And I think it will be cool to relearn my emotions, have those crazy mood swings, but eventually know that they'll even out and I'll just become a really natural person. And that brings me a lot of joy. I kind of get excited about the fact or the thought of being so natural. and so healthy and simple. And I just feel like my body is going to serve me and produce what it needs to produce if I'm not adding all this crazy stuff that we do as Americans in this society. Or maybe you're not American, but whatever. People in this society. You know, we're sold all these things all the time. Do this, do that, take this, take that. And I feel, of course, people have medical conditions, okay? I hope that we're all grown up enough to realize that I'm not talking about people who have actual medical conditions that they need to take medication for. But in general, I think we over-medicate, we over-supplement, things like that. And once we get back to our regular selves, the body will produce what it needs, and you will get what you need from a good nutrition. A lot of people take a daily vitamin to get all these essential vitamins that can be found in dairy and meat and vegetables and fruit, which we should be getting every day. So, you know, it's so weird because I'm not like a woo-woo spiritual person, but I feel like this take on life is very like hippie, you know, very not typical, atypical. But that's just what I feel. And we oftentimes latch on to random hobbies or interests in sobriety, and this is mine. One of many. I would say a more niche thing that I'm really into is protein, because I believe that it's completely changed the way that I look and helped me develop muscle, helped change my body composition, helped me stay fuller longer, helped me lose 40 pounds. So I'm pretty passionate about the protein thing. That's my little hyperfixation in sobriety, but also just health and wellness and simplicity in health overall. And I kind of love that. Other than the IUD, the only other thing that I put in my body is caffeine. And it's not necessarily on my list of things to do to give up caffeine, especially because I'm still within my first year of sobriety. And I just feel like, you know, eliminating alcohol was enough, okay? Let me have the caffeine every now and then. And I don't even really need caffeine for the energy. It's so bizarre. I just did an episode about ADHD, and I've actually heard that people with ADHD don't get a strong reaction to caffeine because it's almost like a stimulant medication. It actually makes you feel more focused and relaxed and not jittery. Like people feel jittery and anxious and, you know, hyperactive on caffeine, but people with ADHD actually feel calm. And I would say I more resonate with that. Like I don't get those caffeine jitters. I also don't need caffeine. Like sometimes I wake up and I realize I didn't have a coffee that day and I don't feel any different. I don't notice any difference. I'm not like, oh shoot, I didn't have my coffee this morning. That's not me. I don't need it, but I sure do enjoy it. I love making a latte. I love sipping on a warm drip coffee, but that could be filled with literally, it could be decaf coffee. I just like the act of drinking a warm drink that tastes like that. I like having an energy drink on my way to the gym because that's my routine and it tastes good. I really want to find a healthier alternative for the energy drinks that I drink because I really enjoy having those before the gym just as part of my routine. But I don't need it. And so eventually, I think it would be cool to cut out caffeine, and then we're really natural. I don't do any drugs, don't do any alcohol, and like I'm literally on nothing. And once I get the IUD taken out, I have no hormones going into me or anything like that. So, wow, that would be crazy. That would be my really true natural self. Of course, there's the sugar aspect of all the processed candies, cookies, this and that. But you know what? We can't be perfect. And I'm just trying to slowly, progressively get to a natural version of myself. For me, that's what works. It's what I enjoy. And I already feel really good getting back to my natural self. I think it's cool to not be on a ton of extra supplements and medication and pain pills and this, that, the other thing. Like, I enjoy it for myself. I think it's cool. And sobriety has given me that, which is awesome. And yeah, I hate when people say that. And yeah. And yeah, that's the end of the episode. Thanks for listening. I will see you for the next one. Goodbye.